Hello. What I want to show you right now is how you can use that document that I've embedded in the Google Classroom to draw your expressive lines. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to come up here and you're going to see that when you come in here, it's just going to look like that. It's going to be a line tool. You're going to have to take it and you're going to have to shift it down to scribble. So that's going to give you the freedom to make different types of lines. Now, if you can't see this menu up to the top, you will have to push the escape on your keyboard, figure out where that ESC is, push that, and then that will come up for you. Each one of these has a different prompt, and what you're going to be doing is creating a vocabulary of line. So just like any language, vocabulary allows you to have a more interesting piece of writing, and in this case, it's going to give you a more interesting drawing. So we're going to start in here, and basically what you're going to do is come in, and you are going to try and describe what each of these prompts say. All right, so oops, and sometimes it doesn't stick, so you have to just do it a couple times. All right, so I'm going to go there, and now I have lines like an ocean. Now I'm going to do lines like rain. Now you saw how it did that. It stuttered and it didn't put an image there. I would recommend that you only put a small amount of time in each mark that you're making because sometimes it won't make the mark. And I don't know why. I can't explain that to you. But if you do smaller marks, then it's going to make it less high stakes if it doesn't go down after you draw it. So I made my lines like rain. Now I'm going to make my lines like a cloud. So they're like billowy. Oh, and you see it didn't work. So I'm going to just try again. If it doesn't work, try again. Okay. And now I have my cloud line. So I'll just put another one there just so you know that it's a cloud. All right. So then I do want to call your attention to a couple things. Number one, you do have the option of colors. So if you're a colorful person and you'd like to choose different colors to make your lines, you can go ahead and choose colors there. And if you want different thicknesses of line, you can go ahead and choose your thickness over here. I'm going to stick with 1 point for now because my next prompt is to draw a line that's thin as thread. And so since it's thin, I'm going to use a thinner line. So I'm just going to make a little fluid line there to be like thread. Now, when I go to this next one, I'm going to be doing lines like a storm. Oops. I'm going to go edit undo. Oops. So do your drawing first before you switch the weight. All right. So I'm going to do like a storm coming in here to a tornado. And I want to like come in there and I'm going to put these little debris marks and energy marks coming off of it. And because I want it to make a look a little more energetic and fierce, I'm going to change this line and I'm going to go three points. But you can see that it only selects one line at a time. So, it just does. And so I wonder how I can, all right, edit undo. All right, well, okay, so yeah, you'll play with it and find that there are limitations. So I'd have to figure out how to select that, but I'm going to move on because I don't want to spend my time there. But now I know it's at 3, so it's going to be a nice thick line for my jagged rocks. And just as you will be learning with this tool, I am learning too, as you can see. And here I'm going to go back. I happen to like the 1 point better. But we're doing angry. So I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to go angry. And this is my struggle with Nearpod and also when my drawing does not go down after I spent time drawing it. But in this case, it indulged me, which I'm excited. So lines that are confused, you could make them going in all different directions, like they don't know where they want to go. Maybe they're pointing down, pointing up. You could even put an arrow on it if you want to like indicate that the directions are going in all different places and it can't make up its mind. And again, these are just suggestions. You can do whatever you want for your lines. So now when you think about a puddle, puddles usually have those little ripples that start out from the center. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to make this one a full ring. And you can see it's not necessarily a masterpiece, but it's giving you that idea of this ring going around there. All right. So that is for my puddle lines. And then like stars shining in the night. So maybe I want to draw my stars first. And I'm going to do like a Vincent van Gogh Starry Night thing here by then coming around here and just encircling each of these so that they have the light radiating out from the center. All right, so here we go. Then I'm going to do the same over here. And these are my shiny stars. You could also like make lines like this where it's like radiating out from the center in a different way. You know, whatever way you want to convey your stars shining at night. So now this one is lines like grass. So you could do like little individual blades of grass, or you could do, you know, the third grade grass that you used to do, which is just straight up and down lines, or not. Maybe, oh, it has some bias against the straight lines. It doesn't want to draw them. All right, well, I can't exactly tell you why, but now it decides it wants to do it. All right. So anyway, you get the idea. Now we have some grass. And then broken lines, of course, are like what you see when you're driving down the road and you get that opportunity to pass. You get those broken lines. But it could also be a line that grew up tall and then it broke off and it fell over. Ooh, 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 little line. And then you could do your lines like a wood grain. So if you have any wood in your house, you could look, and I see some there. And usually they have some areas that are round, and then they come out, and then they're straight, where the board comes down straight. Um, and so you want to just create some lines that make you think of wood. Okay. And then lines like fur. So you can decide, is it going to be short fur, long fur? Is it going to be, it's kind of like the grass in a way, because you can decide if you're going to do strands that sort of bend over to have some volume, or if they're just going to be individual ones, right? And we'll come in here, come here. I'm going to take these and make them into a little hedgehog. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to give my hedgehog a tail. Okay, I'm going to come down here, give him some feet. Here's some feet. And then I'll give him a little face up here. You know, you don't have to draw an animal or a picture. You're just thinking about lines, but you know, I don't know. It just made me think of a hedgehog, so I'll give him a little eye. All right, and then you can have your spiraling and swirling lines. So these ones are swirly, and then these are spiraling, right? And then it could be even here, swirly, okay? And so basically, that is what you're going to do for that activity. You're going to come up with 15 different types of line. So the next part is that you'll be applying these to the object that you selected and using at least 6 of your 15 lines to fill in the object. Now, if you don't have paper or pencil, you know, because these COVID times make it a little challenging, you could just go ahead like this and make a new document and go to drawing. And it's going to open a new page for you. And you can do it, give it a name, call it object drawing. We'll call it object drawing, just so you have the name of the object. And then you can come in and you can look at your object. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I got my little dog, and I can just come in here, and I am going to have to switch that tool down here to the scribble, and then I would just draw using this tool to create my object. And again, I just want to emphasize, do smaller parts, because sometimes your drawing disappears or it won't go down, and I don't want you to get frustrated like I did when I was first working with this tool. Okay. So you can come in and just try and get all the parts of your object that you're looking at. And again, when you are drawing, think about simple shapes, because that will help you figure out what different things are doing. Now, my suspicion is it's not going to let this go because it's a long line, but let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it let it go. All right, so now I'm going to come back here and do the back leg, do the foot, okay, and come up here to continue the body. All right, and then I can add my eye. And this is where you might want to work a little bit with the different weight of line, is when you go in to emphasize things in your drawing, okay? And now you can go in and you can start adding your lines. So maybe I want to do my puddling lines coming down here like this. And then maybe I want to do my spiraling lines filling in the ear. So you're just going to go in and figure out how to fill in your drawing in an interesting way using those different lines. So I could use my grass lines here. Okay. And if you want to, you have your whole color box right here. So you could use different colors. And again, you can use different weights of line. All right, so that is that. I hope that helps. And again, what you're turning in, I'll just do this. You can put text boxes here, which is a lot easier. You want to turn in your 15 lines. You want to turn in your object drawing. And in that object drawing, you want to apply 6 different types of line. Different types of line. And then you will turn both of those documents in through Google Classroom. If you turn in a picture, a photograph of your object, you get a bonus 1 point. So that is that. And enjoy, and I look forward to seeing your drawings. All right. Okay.